A lot of people are making fun of this game because this game is essentially DEI incarnate. Now, I want to make something very clear. This game is allowed to exist. I've seen people going out there trying to say, oh, this game is woke, whatever. I'm going to tell you why it's allowed to exist, okay? The reason why it's allowed to exist is because we always tell them, hey, stop ruining franchises that have existed long before you tourists came over and go make your own stuff, right? So in this scenario, they've made their own stuff. This is why I say it's allowed to exist. However, this is where a lot of these virtue signalers on Twitter get confused. Just because they went and made their own game, just because it's allowed to exist, does not mean that the game is absolved from criticism, from roasting, from mockery. The game is allowed to be criticized. It's also allowed to exist, but it's allowed to be criticized. Because it is its own thing doesn't make it immune to criticism, doesn't make it immune to any kind of backlash or any kind of whatever from it. You are perfectly allowed to troll this game, and rightfully so. So, let's talk about this game. It's a 5v5 shooter. It's basically an Overwatch wannabe. Now, I see a lot of people saying that it is an Overwatch ripoff. I want to be very clear that that is a bullshit argument. And here's the reason why. You got a bunch of video games ripping off each other left and right. Does anybody think that Fortnite was the creator of the Battle Royale franchise? Does anybody think Fortnite was the originator of it? Because there's some people that do. And most people realize that it's actually not. But here's the difference. You can copy and paste something. You can rip something off. But that doesn't make you automatically the standard, right? What Fortnite ended up doing was that it ripped off PUBG, and it ripped it off so well and made it its own thing that now Fortnite is considered the standard. PUBG was the originator. Fortnite has become the standard that everybody tries to copy now. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing with Overwatch, right? You got Team Fortress, which a lot of people played. A lot of people still play. And then you got Overwatch essentially copying that and making it its own thing. Overwatch has now become the standard in terms of a 5v5 shooter that a lot of people tried to copy. But eventually what's going to happen is that another game is going to take over. It's just the way it goes. But my point is, like, the whole thing of, oh, they're just trying to rip off Overwatch. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? It doesn't matter. You got games ripping off games all the time. So let's not pretend like this is a new thing. Again, I'm not defending this game. I'm just trying to give you a little bit of a nuanced view on it. Now, with that being said, let's talk about this absolute garbage. They got pronouns, right, for every single character. Because I think what they realized is that Overwatch, the only people playing Overwatch now are most likely woke fans. A lot of them, that's why they focus on sexuality for the characters so much. They push this pansexual character they had, gay characters. Sexuality is a thing in Overwatch, which is very weird. I don't know why anybody would care about sexuality in a shooter game, but I think they understand that a lot of people who are playing Overwatch 2 are mostly just woke players. So they're trying to steal those players. They're not trying to get new players. They're trying to steal those players. So they just went right off the bat, swinging. Right off the bat. They made super androgynous characters, right? I mean, not a single character is white, to my understanding. I could be wrong. But to my understanding, not a single character is white. Typical woke characters. They even gave the robot he, him pronouns. Why did they give a robot he, him pronouns? I mean, I feel like this would be the one character that would be an it or they, them, or I don't know. You gave it a fucking he, him pronoun. Okay. I guess. The only thing I have to say about this game is that I hope, for the developer's sake, that their budget is extremely small. I know it's probably not, but I hope that its budget is extremely small. This is what I say about all these woke ass games. They're only going to be successful most of the time if the budget is very small. They're not going to get a lot of money. They're just flat out not going to get a lot of money. I can't see a ton of people wanting to give up Overwatch for this game. I also can't see a ton of people who don't play Overwatch and thought to themselves, yeah, you know what? Let me play this. I can't see it. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't see it. They're getting roasted in the comment section. One person wrote, Concord looks exactly like the game I will never play. Another posted, Sony, understand, we want games focused on single-player narratives and not multiplayer service games. Another said, Concord equals Valorant equals Overwatch. Nothing new here. You know what's the other problem, too, is that these developers are focused so much on live service games because to them, live service games is the only way they can be profitable. That's been proven to be false, by the way. But they know that in terms of long-term investment, live service games will make them more money than any single-player game can ever make them. But see, here's the problem. There's only so many customers to go around. There's only so many players to go around. You can't have one player playing 6 different live service games. It's just too much. They can't be invested in 6 different live service games. So eventually what's going to happen is that if you don't stand out, if you don't beat the competition, your game's dead. Flat out. Flat out, your game's dead. So I don't think that this game, like, who's going to look at this game and say, you know what? This is an Overwatch killer. Yep, for sure. And I can't fucking stand Overwatch. But even I can say this game ain't no Overwatch killer. So if you're not going to kill Overwatch, you're definitely, and you're not going to kill Valorant, what are we doing? You're not going to, I just don't see how you're going to be profitable. This game is going to die. It's dead on arrival. I really do think so. But hey, listen, like I said earlier in the video, because this is the video on Hypnotic Live, that's why I'm saying that. At the end of the day, it's allowed to exist. It is allowed to exist. I want to be very clear. It is. They can make all the woke games they want. If it's a brand new IP, they haven't ruined a previous franchise like they just did to Silent Hill. See, that's a problem. You're going to fuck over Silent Hill fans because you want to push DEI nonsense. That's a problem. But this bullshit, okay. You want to waste your money? You want to waste your money and make this, by all means. It's not my money. I'm not burning it. So go ahead, keep burning it. Keep making a hole for yourself. Keep making a hole for yourself. But at least you're making games for yourselves. Stop injecting this fucking nonsense into IPs and video games that people thoroughly enjoy. That's where you have a problem. But we all know it's not about money, right? At the end of the day. Like, none of this is about money. Guess who they know their client base is going to be? Most of the people who are going to play this game are probably going to be what? I would imagine they're probably going to be young kids. Maybe young adults. So for them, investing money into a 5v5 shooter that's going to push all kinds of pronoun nonsense to these young kids, that's really what's important to them. That's what it's all about. It ain't about the money, baby. It's about the message. And they hate when we say that, but the funny thing is it's true. It's true. You can't even prove what's wrong. Got a fucking robot called he, him, bro. It's so sad. It's ultimate cringe at the end of the day. But I expect nothing less from woke-ass Sony and PlayStation Studios. I expect nothing less. I mean, look at this character. Why'd you do her like this? The fuck's with the blue lipstick, bro? And why'd you give her resting bitch face? I thought you guys were against bad stereotypes for black people, and yet you gave her the angry black girl face. Isn't that bad? I mean, I can't keep up. I can't keep up with the requirements of their DEI. You literally made her look like every other angry black chick in the Bronx. That's what you did. And then you gave her blue ass lipstick, bro. This is crazy. And then you made sure they can't see anything, so you put her into a fucking tank armor. It's wild, man. It is so wild. What was that other character they had here besides the robot? Look at this. What is this? Shit's weird. Nobody's going to play this shit, bro. Nobody's going to play this. It is what it is. And you know what? That's fine. Like I said, it's allowed to exist. So fuck this game. I'm definitely not playing it at the end of the day.